I mean, there could be one or two that actually, like, maybe just some of the structure comes down, or you peel it away, and you actually can, like, flow in and out of them more. So rather than a door, you're actually, like, you'll peel the cones in the volume of the space, but maybe it makes it a little bit more kind of fluid. And maybe there's an opportunity then to think about how art might be displayed. So any angled wall is hard to display art on.
Yeah, I think that even when they angle when there's art, they.
Okay. Yeah, good. So if there's like a liner to 8 feet or something, and then on the outside, I don't know, but I think there could be opportunity to walk in and out there too.
My only last question is: don't you feel like when it seems like you advise us to decrease the size of them and make them more architectural? Don't you feel like the whole hardware will not work in that case?
The view of it from the harbor, or the view?
Yeah, like this thing is a landmark.
I guess you have to think about what makes a landmark. Because I don't know if making a landmark is something you see from afar. There's like different ways. That's one way of understanding it. But, like think of Central Park. My great moments in Central Park are because I would run 6 miles in Central Park and it was a weekend. But I didn't see that from 100 miles, like from 9 miles away. So if you make a space that someone can actually kind of use, it becomes a landmark. As much as an icon of a landmark. And so I think you have to really think about how it functions and performs and organizes the rest of the city. And I think it can be, I think you can move into a kind of like one-liner territory if you're solely looking at it as an icon. Because
I think we actually look at
only a symbol, only a form, only a shell. But if you think about how it like integrates with everything, so I think, and maybe talk about that. Maybe look up the definition of a landmark and tell the jury what a landmark is. Because I think otherwise I think we're falling on familiar tropes. I think of some things do work that way. Like I get out of the subway in New York, I'd always hit World Trade Center to know if it was south, because you could see that from anywhere, towering above, and that works there that way. But that is like due to its height, But it was a horrible space when you actually went up to it. It was so isolating. It was like these 30, 40-foot concrete walls right up against the sidewalk. And so I don't know if one is better, and I don't know if like that being a landmark status trumps being kind of like, I think there's a lot of ways to understand landmark. And there's a lot of ways now if you're taking cues from the park, I don't know if you want like a big icon, or I don't think that's maybe the precedent of a landmark or the definition of a landmark that you're thinking about. So maybe, like throw it back at them. Like what is a landmark for the 21st century? You can certainly do an icon. You can do what Haussmann did and put nodes around Paris and get all the kind of urban slums out of the way. Those were kind of serve as landmarks. You can do any of that kind of city planning stuff, or like L'Enfant in Washington. But think about other cities and how maybe there's a new way of thinking of something like a landmark that's also more benign to kind of like nature and the environment, as well as its presence in the city.
And I think that would be more fitting for Helsinki as well, because so much of their architecture sort of is how modest it can be as well.
Yeah.
How it relates to the context. So I think that's true. We thought of landmark, and we tried to think of different landmarks, and the one thing we sort of saw was verticality with all of them. But that might have been because we were looking for it. That's true.
I mean, I think you set up in you have the park, you have the kind of cityscape, so setting up those kind of textures, but I think that probably gives you a different ground than like the landmarks of 100 years ago that we look to now. I mean, at the time, people were building things. I mean, we still are building them as high as we can, but it was kind of looking at new materials then and seeing how high steel could go and all that kind of stuff. So now that you're looking at other material innovations, what are the kind of goals or the new innovations for that now?
See, I feel like there's this dichotomy between making it a really good place that people engage with and like it makes a harbor much more alive, and I think it's the task. I would definitely agree that it should be there. I like personally like analyzing the juries, and this like the head of juries, like the dean of Columbia, and he's like postmodernist, and like this it seems for me from the kind of competition from them asking directly to say that like okay this harbor is the first thing people see when people approach Helsinki because there's a huge port which can get 1.5 million people a year. So they say that I don't know, I agree with you that we may try to rethink landmarks. On the other hand, they seem to want landmarks.
I don't know, are you talking about Mark Whitley? In the jury?
Yeah.
He's not going to look at a landmark from the 20th century.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. I mean, Columbia is pretty, like, it's all about, like, pushing forward. I think that he's going to look for new definitions.
Okay. I mean, from lectures I've seen with him, he seemed to be very like, nostalgic about postmodernity.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe it's a break from modernism, but I think everything he's doing is, I don't know. I think he would respect thinking about new definitions. I don't know if that means a tower or not a tower, but he would respect a kind of little reading of something.
Yeah, I like the way that.
And for competition, you have to.
Why
You know,
we
like-
haven't asked her like before? Huh?
I told you. She went to Columbia too, so you probably had him, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He came a year after I left, but he was teaching there when I was
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everything he set up there too is just thinking about architecture in like really new ways. So I think that,
Yeah. That's really helpful. I feel like that clarified for me.
Yeah, I feel like we'll need to really ask for another one talking to this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be here for this. We're leaving.
When do you move?
The 13th.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You know, the professors
Stressful,
talk
I guess,
about that
though,
as a
too.
disaster, like good professors are leaving.
Yeah, no, we've liked it here, so we have mixed feelings, but it's exciting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah.
How big is the
It's a little smaller than here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was bigger for some